that we are very much closer to you than ever now because our office is situated at number 32 Olu Road, Ekulobia. For every business transaction, for every inquiry you would want to make, for every information you would want to communicate to us, for everything service that you would want us to render to you, do walk into our office at number 32 Olu Road, Ekulobia, and you would find our people there and ever ready to serve you. Omega is the best choice you can make when it comes to radio broadcast. We are waiting to see you in our office. And it's also good to inform you that I am live on Facebook now. If you want to be a part of this conversation on electronic press review, you can do well to turn on your data and log into Facebook and follow us at Omega 101.7 FM, and you would see us live on Facebook and be a part of this conversation. You can also follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Social and YouTube. And for you to ensure that you like and subscribe by clicking on the notification button with the bell icon, and then you would get every update as it drops on our YouTube channel. Once again, welcome to Electronic Press Review. I am Arinze Chukwu. We begin by taking a look at the Punch newspaper. The first one we have here says, court rules on Baba Ijesha's bail application. Court rules on Baba Ijesha's bail application. Atiku, Wabara meet aggrieved governors. Makinde demands Ayu's exit. This is still on the crisis that has been rocking the People's Democratic Party since after the presidential primaries of the party. Atiku Wabara meet aggrieved governors. Makinde demands Ayu's exit. Buhari Ngige condemn attack on Ifeanyi. Buhari Ngige condemns attack on Ifeanyi. Customs intercept 80,000-liter tankers carrying dirty diesel. Customs intercept 80,000-liter tankers carrying dirty diesel. Serena Williams teases tennis return. Hails Brady's comeback. Okay, that's in the world of sports. Drug-linked Lagos properties buyer to pay extra 32 million naira. Drug-linked Lagos properties buyer to pay extra 32 million naira. Federal government suit against ASU. Ill-conceived, says SANS. Federal government suit against ASU. Ill-conceived, says SANS. That's the senior advocate of Nigeria. Finally, we have this one. Tackle insecurity. Can Anglican primates tell FG? Tackle insecurity. Can, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria. And the Anglican primate tells federal government. Pick a copy of the Punch newspaper to read up. And away from the Punch to the Vanguard. This one says Osun governorship poll. Oyetola Adeleke disagree on overvoting allegations, say Yaga reports. Osun governorship poll. Oyetola Adeleke disagree on overvoting allegations, Yaga reports. Insecurity. Be vigilant. Gani Adams tells Southwest leaders and residents. Be vigilant. Gani Adams tells Southwest leaders and residents. Lagos government alerts residents over environmental danger in 5 local governments. Lagos government alerts residents over environmental danger in 5 local governments. Electricity workers demand reversal of power sector privatization. Electricity workers demand reversal of power sector privatization. Mushiliu Smith resigns as PSC chairman. Mushiliu Smith resigns as PSC chairman. That's the Police Service Commission. Low revenue. Over 500 MDAs risk scraping, says Senate. Low revenue. Over 400 MDAs risk scraping, says Senate. Obaseki to hire experienced retired civil servants for service delivery. Obaseki to hire experienced retired civil servants for service delivery. 2023 elections. We will be campaigning with solutions, not mere promises, accords Immunolen. We will be campaigning with solutions, not mere promises, accords Immunolen. And finally, NCPC boss tax public servants on asset declaration. And that's how far we can go with the Vanguard newspaper. Do pick a copy and read up. And away from that to this day newspaper, we have this one 2023. You must go. Southwest PDP tells Atiku. Interesting. You must go. Southwest PDP tells Atiku. NNPC, NASS on collision course as National Oil Company shuns Senate summons. NNPC, NASS on collision course as National Oil Company shuns Senate summons. That's the National Assembly and the NNPC. Okay. Federal government. Port Harcourt Refinery will resume production by December. Interesting. Port Harcourt Refinery will resume production by December. We pray that this actually happens, that it's not just mere words and promises. Let's see. In a few months' time, would be month of December. Let's hope that this promise is actually implemented. Osibanjo, use of gas as transition fuel will help nations' development goals. Use of gas as transition fuel will help nations' development goals. Buhari to present 19.76 trillion naira appropriation bill to National Assembly next month. Buhari to present 19.76 trillion naira appropriation bill to National Assembly next month. Pipeline contract. Niger Delta groups tackle Ogbebo over opposition to Tompolo. Pipeline contract. Niger Delta groups tackle Ogbebo over opposition to Tompolo. End of COVID-19 in sight, says WHO chief. That's the World Health Organization chief. End of COVID-19 in sight, says WHO chief. Mawa, 20 governors' wives, orders for BOWFT say no to drugs seminar today. And finally, federal government, EU, AFD, seal deal to boost Nigeria's power supply. And that's all we can take from this day. Do pick a copy and read up. You are on to Omega 101.7 FM, and this is Electronic Press Review. My name is Aaron Zechubu. And I went from this day to the Sun newspaper. This one says, technology exposed INEC to greater public scrutiny. Increased pressure, says Yakubu. Technology exposed INEC to greater public scrutiny. Increased pressure, says Yakubu. Commission under pressure to dump Beavers CUPP. Commission under pressure to dump Beavers CUPP. Interesting. Ebonyi, Supreme Court affirms Odi's authentic PDP Guba candidates. Supreme Court affirms Odi authentic PDP Guba candidates. Muslim ticket. Recipe for Islamization, says Anglican Primate. Muslim ticket. Recipe for Islamization, says Anglican Primate. Road to 2023. Insecurity worse now than under Jonathan, says Sen.Ajadi. Road to 2023. Insecurity worse now than under Jonathan, says Sen.Ajadi. PDP crisis. You must step down, Southwest PDP insists. And you must step down, Southwest PDP insists. Interesting. Weakest lawyers. Weakest lawyers illness stalls hearing in suit against PDP presidential candidate. Wow. Weakest lawyers illness stalls hearing in suit against PDP presidential candidate. 2023. Tinubu has never betrayed Yoruba interests, says Kekemeke. Tinubu has never betrayed Yoruba interests, says Kekemeke. And that's all we can take from the Sun. Do pick a copy and read up. And away from that to the Guardian newspaper. Varsities may lose session as ASU strike lingers. Varsities may lose session as ASU strike lingers. Boy Scouts, Girl Guides as springboard for value reorientation and leadership. Boy Scouts, Girls Guides as springboard for value reorientation and leadership. Lagos Justice Ministry Partners Law Pavilion on e-publishing of laws. Lagos Justice Ministry Partners Law Pavilion on e-publishing of laws. Buhari's Imo visit, waste of resources, says citizens. Wow, interesting. Buhari's Imo visit, waste of resources, says citizens. That's following the visit of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Imo State a few days back for project commissioning in Imo State, as it were supposedly announced by the governor of the state, as Hope was on him. Okay. People are saying it's a waste of resources to have invited the president. Abia Labour Party accuses government of removing campaign billboards despite making prescribed payments. Interesting. Abia Labour Party accuses government of removing campaign billboards despite making prescribed payments. Abiodun promises to set up committee on rehabilitation of schools. Abiodun promises to set up committee on rehabilitation of schools. That's coming from the governor of Ogun State. How to tackle incessant building collapse in Lagos, says Lasma. How to tackle incessant building collapse in Lagos, says Lasma. That's the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency. And finally, Agunyoye family, North Atiba is next ruling house for Alafin stew, says Oyomesi. And that's all we can take from the Guardian. Do pick a copy and read up. And away from that to the Tribune. Bauchi Assembly passes bill on access to equal basic education to children under 5 years. Bauchi Assembly passes bill on access to equal basic education to children under 5 years. Kwara Secondary School principals halt education development and welfare. Kwara Secondary School principals hail education development and welfare. Interesting. Kano State to establish board for traditional alternative medicine, says Ganduje. Kano State to establish board for traditional alternative medicine, says Ganduje. Federal government to give 4,728 vulnerable citizens between 50,000 to 300,000 cash grants in Zamfara. Interesting. Federal government to give 4,728 vulnerable citizens between 50,000 to 300,000 cash grants in Zamfara. And one may wonder, why would it just be Zamfara? There are too many vulnerable citizens across the nation. It's not basically regimented or restricted to a particular state or zone. But let's see if it's still going to get to some other vulnerable citizens in the nation. We must exhibit sufficient courage to take decisions that will position PDP for victory in 2023, says Ikpeazu. We must exhibit sufficient courage to take decisions that will position PDP for victory in 2023, says Ikpeazu. That's the governor of Abia State. Police recruitment. Ex-IG Michelle Smith resigns as chairman of Police Service Commission. Ekiti launches cancer control policy, begins free screening for 5,000 women. Ekiti launches cancer control policy, begins free screening for 5,000 women. And finally, Nigeria, 13 African countries limited on drug-resistant pathogen testing. Nigeria, 13 African countries limited on drug-resistant pathogen testing. And that's all we can take from the Tribune. To PK copy and read up. And finally, for want of time, we'll take a look at the cable. We may not have all the time to go through the national dailies on our table this morning. Let's take a look at the cable newspaper, and then open up the phone lines to have you react on various headlines of interest. The first one we have on the cable here says, Omokri, Obi, Tinubu are regional candidates. Atiku is a national leader. That's coming from Reno. Interesting. Obi, Tinubu are regional candidates. Atiku is a national leader. I think that's for the masses to the electorates to decide who is a national leader or who has the national interest. All right. Obanikoro appointed to GAC, highest decision-making body in Lagos APC. Obanikoro appointed to GAC, highest decision-making body in Lagos APC. Atiku, are use removal possible only when PDP constitution is amended? Atiku, that's the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, is saying use removal can only be possible when PDP's constitution is amended, and this has been the major bone of contention since after the presidential primaries of the party. Michelle Smith resigns as Police Service Commission chairman amid constables recruitment controversy. At meeting with Atiku, Makinde demands Ayu's resignation as PDP chairman. Interesting. Our campaign will be about solutions, not just promises, says Accord presidential candidate. JAMB seeks exclusion from budgetary allocation once registration fee increased. JAMB seeks exclusion from budgetary allocation once registration fee increased. I think I am wowed myself. Interesting. FEC approves 28 billion naira to augment FCT road projects. FEC approves 28 billion naira to augment FCT road projects. That's coming from the Federal Executive Council. And finally, on the cable, we have this one. Buhari may present 2023 budget to National Assembly in October. Buhari may present 2023 budget to National Assembly in October. And that's all we can take from the national dailies. If you want to be a part of this conversation, let's take and listen to the rules of engagement.
Do you want to be a part of the conversation? The rules of engagement as follows. Call 081-5101-7777 or 090-711-21017. Then state your name and location, headline of interest, and you have 2 minutes to make your submissions on the specified headline of interest. Please don't insult the sensibilities of the listener or other callers. EPR, Electronic Press Review, only on Omega 101.7 FM. My radio, your radio.
Thank you for still hanging on. If you want to be a part of this conversation, you can get across to us through your calls and text messages on 0815 1017 777 or 0907 112 1017. I will take that again, 0815 1017 777 or 0907 112 1017. You can also join us live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook. Every of your comments will be read out on this platform. Let's see who we have on this phone line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
I can hear you loud and clear. Good morning.
I'm doing trouble. I'm calling from Achi.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
What I want to talk this morning is about the insecurity in Nigeria. And I start to wonder, and my question remains, why is it that this Boko Haram and the insurgents and these people are both Nigerian military? My question is, how many are these people in number? How many are our air force? How many are our military, the police, the army, the navy? And how many are these people? Are these people from machine, motorcycle? In the daytime, where there's no forest, what is really happening? Let Nigerian government tell us the truth. What is happening? Because the blood of blood, the blood of flame is all over Nigeria, all over the country. We are tired of this country. We want to go our separate way. Thank you, James, so much.
Thank you for talking. Thank you. We have this message on our Facebook. It says, a nation is deemed to have failed when good programs no longer work, where morality in leadership is scarce, and that leadership does not positively touch on or inspire the led, and they remain insensitive to their yearnings and aspirations. The whole essence of our being is to serve God and humanity and quit this world better than we met it, leaving behind a good name, honor, and enviable records. May God help us. Coming from Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara in Owerri. Okay, that's from our Facebook. Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir. Amen. With you also.
I say the man too. I came, all the matters I came, I grandmother, who is up in here, representing, I don't do this ago.
Thank you, amen. Go ahead, sir.
Southwest PDP insists you must step down, article. It is a welcome government. But let me tell you, I think he is saying for president to answer Nigeria's president, nothing more. He's so what I'm saying, I think he's an old man with an old strength. Please, I think Anthony step down for the betterment of this country. We don't go back to Egypt again. If you to enter, he will be our president now, my brother. How will be better than them? Let them step down with this. We don't need this people again. Let them step down.
Thank you for talking to us.
To be the president of Nigeria. Let them go down. Let them step down.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I had to let you go because we have already gotten your point, and we've gotten your point. We are basically trying to make a possible reminder of what you were saying. So we got you absolutely well. Okay. Thank you for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
This is the voice of the
Very well, sir. Go ahead.
Before I used to retire, I took a bit of today. And that's it. The two vice chairman of PDP is from the north. So if I die now, the next person like take over, the chairman is the chairman of PDP. And I let that people resign again before we find for me too. So if we allow the elected to go on after this one, I look at the guy, if use the children, we were I used to resign. And so much things good in fact. So all these things are things that will resign. Then I want to understand the procedure, we are going to be procedure, which is very right. That is, what we are the chairman resign, the next thing is like chairman from the river. And we see that the best chairman is on the north, and the back is on the north. So I think the name is look down. After this, we can't carry all these people. You have them. You need them.
Oh, sorry, we had to let you go, please, because of time. I have this text message that says, "Good morning, Arenzi. I'm rising from Oji River. PDP Wahala, and I use exit. I think that it is better for PDP to go back and think more about how to deal with their problem rather than going to court. It will not Going to court will not do them any good, rather than to lose the election, because a bird at hand worth too much in the bush, worth too much more than those in the bush. Please do not sell your PVC. It is the beginning of your wisdom and guidance for election. May God help us." Achiba from Oji. Okay, let's see this other text message here. It says, "Good morning, Arinze. Chukwu texting from Akokwa. Insecurity worse now than under Jonathan. Not only insecurity, but in every sector. Nothing is working out right now in this country. May God help us." Thanks, Arinze. Thank you for texting. And let's see what we have on call. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, we can from Timothy.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Muslim secret. A practical way to Islamize Nigeria. I think I'm right.
Recipe for Islamization, yeah.
Yes, highly practical. I want to know, how do you think that it is Christian secret? The Muslim brothers, because I know that they are very, very wise. They believe in equity, fairness, and justice. They can never tolerate it. By now, Nigeria will be on fire. All politicians will immediately reply.
I would like to crave your indulgence to be civil in communicating your point, sir.
They speak with the two sides of the mouth. They do it, and they have the audacity to say that they are going to beg. My brother, when you build their house after the foundation of the people, the house may probably collapse. Nigeria is on a very big foundation, led by Ahmad according to and Dr. Freedom that this way. Any person that wants to do outside that foundation will probably collapse. So what I want to know is this. What kind of secret is it a show way to this? And secondly, hell and happy. Nigeria is tired of hell and happy.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry, sir, I had to let you go. Your time is up. Your time is absolutely up. And I still want to remind you that regardless of how emotional you are or you feel about any headline of your interest, let's try as much as you can to contain your emotions and dispose yourself while communicating your view civilly. I have this message on Facebook. It says, "Good morning, Arenze. I am Frankana Yobo, posting from Ihioma. Sen.Ajadi, during the era of," okay, reacting on what Sen.Ajadi said, "during the era of Jonathan, the level of insecurity is not much like it is now. The rate of insecurity in the country is 3 times double now." Frank Anayobo, texting from Ihioma. I have this one also on Facebook. It says, "Good morning, presenter. This regime has witnessed lies on the construction of new refineries, making dollars equal to naira, worsened security and economy." Eke Michael. All right, thank you, Eke Michael, for texting. Okay, let's see what we have there. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, Pastor Colin from Imo.
Very well, Pastor. Go ahead.
Yeah, the African I used to resign my British national chairman. I don't support that. These are politicians. Whenever they are interested at this tamper, you will see them lamenting, this one should resign, this one should not resign. From the beginning, they wouldn't have allowed Atiku to contest PDP presidential candidate. They wouldn't have allowed them. But in each of us, maybe he's going to win the PDP presidential candidate. Why did they allow, when they have Ayu as the national chairman? So no, we still allow Atiku to participate with the PDP national PDP presidential candidate. It's wrong. Asking Ayu as the elected national chairman to resign, it is possible. Instead Ayu to resign, Atiku should be the one to resign. But I'm making a mistake. Look at, why did they, I'm still repeating it, why did they allow Atiku to participate? But we get off. Now he's now lamenting because his interest is not doing some part. Because he did not get what he wants. Now he's now lamenting that Ayu should resign. Why must Ayu to resign? Ayu don't support to resign. I think he should be the one to resign. Thank you.
All right, Pastor. Thank you for talking to us. All right, we have this other text on Facebook. It says it's from Ozo Francis in Namano, watching live in Amagonza in Enugu State. Good morning, my analyst in the studio. Thank you. Harcourt Refinery to resume work by December. That's a good one. Hopefully, believe other moribund refineries will be revitalized to boost fuel supply and job opportunities. Okay, maybe I'll take this call finally, and that will be all for the calls. Then we go read up our text messages. Hello, good morning. Please, can you walk away from your radio set?
My goodness. Good morning, my humble speaker.
Good morning, sir.
It's supposed to come from the King Federal. Mr. Speaker, to say something concerning the 2022 election and the Atiku and PDP factions. Mr. Speaker, if you ask me, I will tell you that I am not so much interested in this 2022 election. Why? It's because the cost of politician or the presidential candidates I'm saying are not ready to step out from the quagmire. Why? Because I see all of them as the prophets of Buckingham Palace. Mr. Speaker, if you permit me to take you back to what happened in 1956 to 1980, when Senator Kama became the president of Botswana, and he took the country with what? Few monkeys and cow rearing, and he made Botswana a kind of enviable state. And until they had the oil in recent years, the invisible hands of the West entered there and destroyed Botswana as we are having today in Nigeria. If you go back again in 1956 to 1978, when Ahmed Dada was the president of Mauritania, he have only sugarcane plantation, only resource. And he made Mauritania a very wonderful place. Today, Mauritania is greater and higher than Nigeria economically, and the citizens are enjoying. So therefore, I don't see, when you go into history, you discover that God gets the whole world.
All right, thank you, Pastor Chris, for talking to us. Thank you. Time is up, sir. Thank you. We just have to let you go. We apologize for that. Let's see how much of the text messages we can take. It says the lingering ASU strike has gotten moribund, and I think it's high time for the federal government to do the needful now than later, because our educational system is gradually dwindling. I tell you. Prince Iken Nangbemere from Umuji, Nkwere, local government in Imo State. Thank you, Prince, for talking to us. It says, good morning, Arizona. Federal government will give grants to Zamfara citizens. Is it only in Zamfara State we have vulnerable people? But why should that commence now? The election is very near. It seems government wants to use our public money for campaign. I wouldn't know. Why now? I may not be the right person to ask this question. My name is Anwa Africa. Thank you, Anwa, for texting. And on Facebook, we have this one. He says, Tinubu Obi are regional candidates, while Atiku is the national candidate by Reno Omokri. The other headline says, Tinubu have always put the interests of the Yorubas first. It is very shameful that most of the people we look up to as our leaders are still thinking that 2023 election is all about region or tribe. But I'm sorry to say that by God's grace, the next election won't be business as usual. Don't drink poison because it was served with your tribal glass. Vote wisely, vote competence, vote your conscience. Oliver from Ekulode. Thank you, Oliver, for texting. That was from our Facebook. This one says, good morning, my amiable presenter. My name is Anache Emeka Nazim. I have the poise to speak on the headline which said, Buhari's visit, waste of resources. And I concur fully to it because coming to Imo State has never added any source to us, nor brought headway we are in what we are clamoring for. Instead, things get worse. Okay, that's coming from Emeka Nyoko. Okay, this one says, he's asking me a question. He said, what made article national interest? Okay, Mr. Marcel Akalano, he's asking a question. I wouldn't know. That's what Reno thinks. This one says, okay. The increase in insecurity in Nigeria is becoming unbearable. We all know that the insecurity situation now is political and can only be solved through corrective efforts by voting wisely come 2023. The former vice president we know is not a national leader, but a national okay. Muslim ticket is a political drama. Religiously, death on arrival. Obaka from Akbo. Thank you, Obaka, for texting. And finally, on our text message, let me just take this one. Dear presenter, the money the federal government is to give poor people or indigent people in Zamfara state should be extended to other states, from Reverend Lion Akokwa. Thank you for texting. I want to apologize to everyone who was texted on Facebook and SMS, and that we are not able to read your messages or pick your calls. We apologize. Our time is up. This program comes up every day from Monday to Saturday by 7 o'clock to 7:40, and by 7:40 we make it a wrap so that we can allow the next program to come in. Don't forget, 2023 is our decision-making year, and it behooves of us as citizens to do what is right. That change we deserve, that change we desire, the change we crave for can only begin with us when we begin to think aright and do the right things, and decide not to shell our conscience for peanuts, and ensure that our PVCs are preserved for 2023 decision-making year, where we elect our conscience, we elect the man who will think and believe that is going to take us to that promised land that we desire. My name is Arinze Chukwu. You stay with us. 8 o'clock on the dot. Mona and Co will be here to take us through the word response. Bye for now. You stay with us.